Round 2 HART Sapphire Series for 2021. This game between the QUT Netball taking on the Bond University Bull Sharks, coming to you live from Field Sports and Events Centre on this, the most significant days on the Australian calendar, Anzac Day. My name is Dave Mills. I'm joined in commentary by yet again Courier Mail journalist and Firebird game reporter Hannah Davies. Hannah, we've just seen the minute's silence for Anzac Day. This should be a crackerjack match. Yeah, absolutely. I'm really keen for this one. I think QUT were reeling from that loss last week, so I think they're going to be coming out firing. So as you say, last week both teams lost. So QUT 57, Cougars 64, and the Bull Sharks lost to the Jets 42 to 29. QUT probably had the harder of the two matches, but mind you, Jets are a pretty good side as well. So both teams had a tough first round. Both came up. There's the ladder. It includes last night's match where the Jets took care of the North Mendy Rays, and that was a match we commentated. And the Rays were in it and out of it, but in the end the Jets were a bit too strong in the end. Yeah, look, it was a really strong match, and you can see there from the ladder that they want that top ladder position at the end of the round. So the teams are being called out. We'll have them up here shortly on your screen. You're going to take care of the QUT side. So there they are warming up there. So it's coming up now. Here it is, the QUT side, if you want to read them out for us. Yeah, absolutely. So in goal shooter, we've got Alicia Adams-Tahara, goal attack, Riley Batcheldor, wing attack, Keisha Grant, our centre and captain, Haluta Veve, wing defence, Kira Fitzgerald, goal defence, Danielle Taylor, and goalkeeper, Lenora Misa. And then on the bench, we've got Lily Gribble, Sopo Alsop, and Dakota Newson, with the coach, Paula Stewart. Excellent. And of course, their opposition today is the Bond University Bull Sharks. Their lineup is Casey Collins, Tony Fennell, Alana Schuster, Riley Burns centre, Maddie Ridley the wing defence, Shania Grant the GD, and the GK is Lenora Misa. We're just pausing for our minute silence. So just finishing out the team for the Bond University Bull Sharks, Mackenzie Jordan, the spare shooter, Ava Black and Emily Gilbert, coached by none other than Cheryl Burns. Nicole Cusack is the specialist coach, and the teams are underway. So I'd just like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land which this great game is taking place, the Yagara people and the Turrbal people, and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging, and extend respect to any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people attending today. Of course, the umpires, there they are on the side there, Kelly Finlay and Carly Farthing. So this should be a pretty great match. Both teams looking for the first win of the season. What are your predictions? Look, I'm predicting QUT are going to win. I think it'll be a strong win as well. But I think the Bull Sharks are going to put up a pretty big fight for that. QUT pretty impressive last week. Even they scored 57 in a losing game. That's a lot of goals when you lose. It is. It was a very high scoring game, especially for a starting round. And the Bull Sharks, a developing side, as they like to be described. Got some 5 of the state under-19 squad is in their team now, so they are a team to watch in the future, and they're looking to take it to one of the premiership favourites this year, and we're underway with the Bull Sharks right now. And we've got an early call, still with the Bull Sharks. Burns in the centre. I believe that's a footwork call. Not the start they were looking for, the Bull Sharks. No, and we've got Lenora Misa starting on court and goal defence. Last week we had Lily Gribble, so that's a change up in the lineup for QUT. Indeed, Misa at keeper, and the goal defence, Danielle Taylor. Ball over to Grant. Very impressive last week, the way she ran the mid-court, wasn't she? Yeah, she's so fast in that middle position, and that's Batcheldor to start us off. So Riley Batcheldor gets the first. A new thing, we're going to try and keep score and have some shooting stats for you at quarter time. We are. I think there'll be pretty good stats from her. Indeed. Let's hope I'm accurate. So, big lob in there to Adams. And Adams Tiara misses her first. Gets a obstruction call on the way down. Gets the second. And 2-0 with inside the first minute to the QUT side.
Yeah, the Bull Sharks are definitely going to want to take this point.
They
That's
definitely need a
Tiani
goal
Fennell
here.
there. Puts it to Burns.
Burns at the top of the circle, looks in. Finds Collins. Now Casey Collins up from Ruby.
Yeah, did we have her play last week?
We did not.
No.
We had Daisy O'Kane played, and she's got a back injury, so she's to be advised when she's back.
That's a first miss from Fennell there.
And we've got lots of hooters going off. So Fennell will get us going with the goal line throw in. Can't get herself in position, but does enough work for the ball to fall to Collins.
Yeah, that's a beautiful little flick pass there from Burns.
Collins gets her first and the Bull Sharks first. They're on the board 2-1.
And I'm just really noticing the level of intensity that the QUT girls are putting up here.
So good defence being applied here from the Bull Sharks. Trying to slow it down. Veve throws it away.
Yeah, it was just a bit too quick, that one. Needed more thought to it.
So they swing across to Burns. She, in two, doesn't have anyone to throw it to. Gets it back. They're right on the left-hand sideline. The Bull Sharks in the blue and yellow going left to right of the screen. QUT in the orange and black. A contact there on Veve. Finds Burns, getting us going again. Oh, and again, great work there shown by Fennell.
Yeah, that same little pass there. The connection's really nice there.
So Fennell drew the player out nicely, didn't she?
She did.
So Collins gets her second, and we're all tied at 2s. And we've played just on 3.
Burns is struggling to get into the circle there, so Schuster. They're having to work back to their captain, Shanae Grant.
Indeed, it's a tight defence shown by the side from QUT. Collins, though, not overawed by anything at the moment.
No. They've got
Fennell
their go-to.
passes off.
I thought she was going to shoot that one. Last week she was a bit of a go-to shooter.
Indeed she was, and in a blink of an eye, we've got the Bull Sharks leading 3-2. And Batchelor has it now as the wing defence hits the deck in Ridley.
Have you noticed that every now and then the QUT teams stick their hand up with the number 1? It's obviously a set play they've got going, but I haven't quite figured out what they're trying to go for there.
I think they're just trying to tell the opposition where they're going to finish, number 1.
Maybe. Bit of a confidence thing.
So, a miss there to Batchelor door. Alicia Adams-Tahara shoots and scores. We're all tied at 3. We've played just on 4 minutes. And don't forget, you can join us in the commentary through our Facebook page. Leave us a comment, ask us a question, find out what's going on with the Courier Mail from my the best sports journalist in the Courier Mail sitting beside me.
Oh, stop it.
So obstruction call here. That one won't count. So
yeah, we had Riley Batchelor in the Courier on Friday talking about how confident she is on her team's premiership that's coming for them.
So Fennell gets her first. Was it a well-written article?
It was.
Who might have written it?
That was me.
Oh, there you go. So,
yeah, she's such a confident young player.
Nice pick-up there from Urban. Came through, got the hand into it, and Veve gets a hand on that. Burns still grabs it anyway. And finds no, she does. Oh, it's a loose ball, but Collins hangs on to it.
It was. The pass to her wasn't just quite right, but I am really liking her hold.
So Taylor from behind knocks it out of play. And Fennell will get us going again.
Not the tallest of shooters, Casey Collins.
There are some tall shooters in the league.
They are. Especially for a holding shooter as she is.
Oh, that's been called over a third, but it was an offside pass. So I'm not sure. Possibly that was a mistake being made there, but ball back with the QUT side now. A long pass here, finds Taylor. Fitzgerald with it, fires it down to Batchelor door.
Puts it straight into Adams-Tahara.
And
she'll sink
another
that.
goal. So after missing her first, she gets the next 3. So Bull Sharks get us underway again through Riley Burns. Back to the skipper, Burns. Again, can't find it. Finds a shooter coming out in Collins. She's been very impressive in the early stages of this first game.
She has, and look at the body between those two in the circle.
So the pro Bull Sharks crowd goes off as Missa is called for a contact. Fennell shoots and scores. She's gaining in confidence every possession. And it's 5-4 to the Bull Sharks. A long pass into Adams. Adams fumbles.
Yeah,
So
I think the pass was just a bit too far for her on that one.
probably not the pass that Paula Stewart was hoping for.
Definitely not.
So we're back with the Bull Sharks. Got a chance to lead by 2 here. Burns being very patient. And there she is in the pocket again. Fennell drove the base beautifully. Shoots on the second attempt. It's an air ball. It falls to Taylor. Unfortunate miss that.
Yeah, and we spoke yesterday in our game with the Jets and the Rays that shooting accuracy is just so important in this level of competition when you've got these high-level defenders that are able to bring it down. QUT aren't quite doing that yet, but they've found their feet here.
So Grant looks a little slower today than she did last week. Very impressive last week. And Batchelor drops one she should have probably handled.
Yeah, I think you can see she's frustrated by that.
Is indeed. And we get us underway through the Bull Sharks baseline. And the back three do well. They get it to the transverse, attacking transverse that is. Now with... Burns finds Collins. Collins scores. Margin is now 2. 6-4, 7:27 to play. And this is... Is there an upset on the horizon? I didn't ask you who you think it was. Oh, you did. You said
I
QUT
did. I said
well.
QUT. I wouldn't say upset yet. I think there's still plenty left from both teams, but I wasn't expecting the Bull Sharks to start this strongly, and I think that Collins actually...
She speaks. She misses
aside from that miss.
reasonably easily one. So that's her first miss. She's she was 4 from 4 before that.
They're playing a zone defense here. Probably...
Bit of a diamond zone, looked like it was there. And it forces a turnover.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of turnovers from both teams.
Bit nervous, both teams at the present.
It's a pretty low score for almost 10 minutes into the quarter.
6-4. You're not watching soccer. It is, in fact, a netball game, but it's tight defense. We've got just on 6.5 to play. And the ball back in the mid-third. Burns with it. She's been connecting well with Collins. This time she goes to Fennell. And there they on the baseline drive by Collins. She's done particularly well on that occasion. Lenora Missa was giving a lot of attention.
She was, and she stays calm on that shot.
And another goal there, 7-4. They lead by 3. Don't forget, if you win a quarter, you get 2 competition points and 10 for the overall win of the match. So there's 18 points up for grab. And the Bull Sharks trying to steal some points here. And brilliant defense there. That was incredible work by Irving. She's a tall, lanky lass. And a big pass here. Probably a little bit too much on that one. Schuster threw it away, unfortunately.
I'm seeing a lot of that today. There's a lot of good stuff happening, but there's also a lot of clumsiness.
So QUT getting into their flow now. That was a nice passage of transitional play.
It was, but look, I think they need to switch it up. Adams Tahara is holding, but it's just not quite getting to her.
She's being double-teamed there as well.
Think Batchelor is having to work too hard on it.
So Batchelor shoots and scores from range. Only her second. She's 2 from 3. And that is a Mizuno momentum shift. So Fennell with it again. Throws a long pass to the sideline. They keep it in. Goes, no, they don't. No. It was a throw in, unfortunately.
Ridley just can't pull that one in. So we'll have Taylor to take the throw in. Straight to Fitzgerald and back.
So they're there with it now. She's still in the mid-third. They can't get it into their goal third at this stage. A lot of passes. Batchelor probably playing more like a wing. Probably needs to play more like a goal attack.
Yeah, I think that turnover was inevitable there. Taking way too much time to bring the ball down in that danger zone of the mid-third.
So the long ball, Missa went hunting, didn't get it, but Ridley pulls it out of the air and we'll have a shot. Sorry, my apologies, that's Fennell. And she scores. That was quite brilliant by Tiari Fennell. And she gets another one, 8-5. With only 4 to play. Will the Bull Sharks take the first quarter? Hannah Davies.
I think so. They're looking pretty good so far. We've only got 4 minutes left. It's looking pretty good.
So
we've had Dakota Newson come onto the court in the wing attack bib.
So Newson comes on to wing attack. Is that Grant to the bench?
It is, yes.
Yes, indeed.
And she's putting the centre bib on as well.
A change in the mid-court.
Yeah,
this could be just
possibly.
temporary. As Adams Tiara gets another one. She's running on 4 straight, 4 from 5 for the match thus far.
Ooh.
The Bull Sharks with it, working hard.
Yeah, there's so much going on here in this mid-zone.
Fennell is doing a ton of work.
I think both teams are really struggling to just get it into the circle and put it up.
But Fennell playing smart. She drives across the circle, takes a defender with her, and then invariably makes it easier for Collins.
And that was a much better shot there, much more confident.
So
Veve brings it down to Batcheldor. She'll go back.
Veve at centre. Is it Newson? It's Newson at wing attack.
Newson.
Batcheldor passes off.
Yeah, I think that was a smart pass off.
And Adams Tiara scores another one, keeps the margin to 2, 9-7. So hands on that one from Taylor.
She sort of stepped into her hands there, didn't she? I probably would have kept my ground if I were her.
So Schuster with it. Finds the aforementioned Fennell, who has done a ton of work in this first quarter.
Yeah, and we've just seen Lily Gribble take the court as goalkeeper for the QUT netball team.
So Gribble to keeper, Lenora Misser to the bench. Doesn't stop Collins on this one. And an all-round good shot. It looked like it was going to miss, but fell back in. Shooter's roll, we call that, 10-7. So great take there by Newson.
Yeah, look at the speed on her.
And it comes off Newson last, and it is a Bull Sharks ball. So
the crowd are loving that.
Well, they're blessed with speed, aren't they? Like Keisha Grant, I thought it's one of the fastest I've seen. There's the touch there from Newson. She tried to sell it to the umpire, but the umpire not to be fooled. So Ridley with it, finds Schuster. Schuster cracks it across. They're spreading the court well here. Ava Black in the other pocket, working with Fennell. And, Gribble.
Somehow managing to make that happen.
There is a contact call. Will she pass off? She does. Collins been very impressive. And scores here.
She has. She's looking right at home under there, isn't she?
Indeed she is. It's 11-7. We've got 1:16 to play. And, again, Schuster, a little bit too much heat on that pass. The idea was right. We're inside the last minute. Would have been a handy goal. But with a margin of 4 with 1 to play, you'd have to say the Bull Sharks are probably going to win the quarter. There's a clash of bodies on the far side, but Schuster gets the intercept.
Yeah, would you agree that QUT are looking a bit stressed out there?
Stressed? They haven't settled, I'll give you that.
No, they haven't.
I don't think they're panicking, but there's been a few changes. I think a few wise words from Supercoach Stewart at quarter time will settle them down.
Yeah, and that kind of can tend to happen when you come in as a team that's too confident. I know Batcheldor said to me that she thinks the other team is scared, and that might be true statistically, but when you walk onto that court, I think you've got to have as a team, you've got to kind of respect your opposition and expect the best from them, which the Bull Sharks are putting out.
So it's just, you look at different things as a coach, and first to the loose ball has been the Bull Sharks every time.
Yeah.
So that's an attitude thing as another goal goes in for Collins. And the margin is 6. They shouldn't take this. They should hang on to it because the siren's about to go. And it does. And no, they've been called for hellball first, I believe, from the umpire on this side.
Inevitable.
Wow, what a great first quarter for the Bond University Bull Sharks. 13-7. That is impressive. I'm going to get you to do a little bit of chatting here while I try and work out these stats, these shooting stats.
Yeah, look, it was a really good start from the Bull Sharks. I think last week we were talking a lot about them being a developing side, but I think that they've come out really confident in this quarter, and we haven't seen Casey Collins before. I don't know a lot about her as a player. Maybe someone in the comments can give me a bit of a scope on her, but she was looking really comfortable under that post.
Well, she was indeed, and she's hit 7 out of 8 according to my statistics.
My goodness.
Which, that is pretty impressive.
It
and
is.
if I've done it correctly, that would mean that 6 out of 8 for Fennell. So they're sharing the workload around. They've had 16 shots. They've got 13 of them. So that's a very impressive effort by the Bull Sharks. Probably took a lot of people by surprise after last week, the QUT pushing the Cougars so hard as they did. Perhaps a little bit of complacency, or it could be just something as simple as fatigue. That game might have taken more out of them than they realised.
Oh, look, you'd hope it's not fatigue this early in the season. You'd hope that they'd have a bit more in them, and I think they definitely do for the rest of the game. But yeah, look, based on my chats with some of the QUT team members, I think maybe there was just a bit too much confidence there.
Well, that'll be addressed in no uncertain terms by Coach Stewart. But you can see on screen there, that's Nicole Cusack, former Diamond, and she's with the Bull Sharks program. She's their specialist attack coach, and their attack has been pretty slick today.
They have, absolutely. Whatever
she
she's
earned her money
saying.
last week, I'd say.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, QT, they're not. You mentioned maybe a bit of panic or a bit of stress. I don't think there is there. They're just, as a group, a collective group, they're having a chat there. I don't think there'll be any stress there at this stage. If the margin remains the same at half time, then I think there might be. But
yeah, it's not as close as they'd probably like to be.
Yeah, so Gribble from Lenora Misa, that was an interesting change. Obviously, Collins doing so well made them make the change there.
Yeah, look, I thought bringing her on was a really good play.
Okay, so talking about the shooting stats, let's go to the QT side. Alicia Adams-Tiara missed her first, got the next 5, so she's 5 from 6, and only 3 shots to, that would be Riley Batchelor, so she's 2 from 3. There's a shooting trio there, including Jordan McKenzie. They seem pretty happy there, so lost smiles all around. So the whistle goes for 30 seconds. Don't forget, you can join us on this one through the socials. The next game, it's going to be the match of the round, and it is, of course, none other than the Wildcats, who won last start, taking the USC Thunder, who were very impressive. That's the Courier Mail match of the round, and you'll have to watch that through subscription. You have to go to the Courier Mail platform and just pay a subscription fee. It's $5 a month, $15 for 3 months, and you can watch that game live. If not, it'll be available on our YouTube channel in 72 hours. And, of course, we've got one more game to round out round 2, and that is tonight, 7 p.m, Cougars v Tigers. Old rivals going head-to-head. So we're underway again with the QUT side. Verve in at centre.
Yeah, we've had a few changes here for QUT. They brought back on Misa, but in the goal defence position, and stuck with Gribble in the goalkeeper. I think that was a good call from them. I think that we need some hit against Collins, who's holding really well on the circle right now.
Indeed, and it looks like they've made a change at wing attack too. I think Keisha Grant's back on.
Yes, she is, that starting position.
So
we're looking the same from the Bull Sharks though, and look, I'm not surprised. Oh, actually, no. Have we had a change?
I can't see one.
Never mind then.
No. And why would you when you've done so well? And that young lady there, very impressive, Tiani Fennell. Don't know a lot about her, but she's been very impressive today and has worked her backside off.
And there's Tahara with the hold that she loves. And she'll put that up under the post.
And both players are out of play now, so this should be quite easy for Alicia Adams-Tahara, and gets it. So they didn't find her as well in the first quarter as they did last week, yeah?
No, they didn't. She's been holding in the same way, but I just don't think that maybe they're expecting the height of Irvin or the pressure that she's putting on there.
So the ball is a sideline throw-in, and it falls to the Bull Sharks. Bit of conjecture there. Burns with it, fires it across to Schuster, has to leap high to grab it. And again, Fennell doing the hard work.
That's a long shot.
It is. And nearly gets her own rebound.
Doesn't pay off.
Gribble was too good under the boards. Nice flow there from the QUT side. As they bring it down, goes to Grant. Batchelor fires it off. Nice pass. And Adams gets another one. So 3 straight for her to start quarter. We've played 2, and it's 14-10 in the second.
So we're seeing that Ava Black's on the bench here. You were raving about her performance from last week, Dave. What do you make of that?
I'd say that they've probably just got better players at the moment. Ava Black is quality through and through and has pace to burn. So maybe they'll bring her on for fresh legs when other players get a little tired.
I do expect that we will see her pretty soon.
Current Katie Walker medalist. So a missed shot there, and the ball falls away. The Bull Sharks through the goal line throw in. No one able to pull it in. Long clearance pass there. Finds Burns. Burns in turn cracks it across. Eventually it falls to Fennell. Looking into the circle. Again, working hard. Making good decisions as well as Fennell. Schuster gets it and comes back to her.
She's barely closer there, so passes it off.
So Misser and Gribble are doing a good job on Collins, making it harder for her to get it.
They are. She's definitely the go-to shooter right now, isn't she?
They're trying to get it to her. Ooh, nearly a turnover there.
She looks really well connected with the rest of her team, so I'm imagining that she must have been training with them for a while.
Indeed.
Because that connection with her and Tiani is pretty perfect right now.
Oh, Collins misses one, and the ball gets thrown away. Will the QUT side keep it in? They do. Great hustle there. Oh, but nearly an intercept back was through Schuster.
Yeah, it's a big contest from her. Bit too late.
And high ball, it falls to Bachelor eventually. They're on the attacking third now. Grant shows that pace, finds Alicia Adams, Tiara. She throws it wildly away. And another turnover here to the QUT side. Irvin doing her best on Adams.
Yeah,
that was just too much.
Way too much on that pass. I think her shoulder just got too high. And
Grant looks in. Oh, contest ball and a double team on Bachelor. She can't pull it in.
Yeah, I think her and Adams Tahara were both holding for that one, and you definitely need to have one shooter moving to give them more space. I think if Bachelor was going to hold, we would have needed to see Alicia bringing her player out of the circle.
So definitely a tactic here to double team Collins. It's putting even more work into the legs of Tiani Fennell. And does well there, passes off very nicely. Collins scores again. So 16-10, the margin 6, that's the quarter time margin. So after 3 straight to the QUT side.
And that's a great little tip from Irvin there.
Irvin, she's very unassuming. She just throws the big long arm out every so often, just gets a hand in there.
She does.
So Burns with it, finds Schuster working hard, and again to Fennell. Will she pass or shoot? She's mixed it up. This time she goes to the post, misses, and Lenora Misser pulls it down. And let's watch the transition here. Nice slowing play there from Ridley. That'll give them time to set their defense, because they were on a good fast transition there.
They were.
So.
And that's another one from Irvin.
Irvin again. Looked like a misread, but back at you. Oh, contact here. It's got to be a QUT ball. It is.
It's a bit of grunt there from Fitzgerald pulling that one in.
She definitely wanted it. Vave at the top. Grant's free. They find her now, and Bachelor just rolls around the top towards the goal line and scores.
She did. She had to work hard for that, though. You can tell that Grant is making it really hard for her in there.
So that's her first for the quarter. Only the 3rd goal for her in the match.
It's not as high scoring as we usually see her, is it?
It's not, but I guess the tactic is to get it to Adams Tihara. And Burns won't get that one, unfortunately. A bit too much on that pass. She drove towards it, then pulled away. And
Gribble will take the throw in. Puts it to Fitzgerald in the mid-court. They like to move it down really quickly. They don't like to muck around. But they're going to have to go back.
And into the pocket goes Keisha Grant. And that beautiful feed over to Adams Tihara. A bit far for her. She shoots but scores regardless. And the margin back to 4. They're coming at him, the QUT side. And through the centre pass again.
Look, it's an interesting hold I'm seeing from
Hell ball.
Tahara right now. She's sort of holding a bit too loosely.
So not finding the defensive play, you're saying?
No, I think Irvin is perhaps floating and she needs to just make that contact.
Probably, so you say Irving's sort of confusing the space a bit there?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Well, that's pretty good play.
It is.
And there was a hell ball called on Bachelor. That's what's given the ball back to the Bull Sharks. They're being very patient here until that point there. And somehow, that is brilliant.
What athleticism there to pull that in.
Fennell, that was out for all money.
I know, it's one thing to pull a ball in, but to actually get it to a player is something that I've never quite mastered.
And unfortunately, it breaks down regardless. Burns couldn't find Fennell on the back one. They are working Fennell very hard, the QUT defence.
They are. The defence from both ends is so impressive right now.
So
they're really making their shooters work for it.
16-12 in a low scorer. We've got 7:20 to play in the second quarter. The ball falls to Bachelor, and she scores with a lovely long shot. And Riley Bachelor starting to find her range.
They are, and they're only within 3 now. So they're definitely creeping up.
So we've had a change at GA. As we said, Fennell working hard. Mackenzie Jordan's now come on. Needs to do exactly the same job. She turned her back on that ball there. That was a hell ball. If not, it's a turnover regardless. So Jordan ran away from the ball rather than coming towards it. Turned her back on it. And
I think the switch up there was a bit confused.
Indeed.
I don't think the girls were expecting it.
So Misa will get us going again from the left-hand side as we look. And the clock goes back on. So QUT looking to eat in this margin. And loose ball there. It falls to Burns. Veve's contesting it. She's called for the contact.
Yeah, she didn't quite have her feet strong there. I think she lunged for it too long and lost her stability a bit. But an interesting call, I'll admit.
She tried to get it back just there. Couldn't do so. It's another throw and still with the Bull Sharks. So a long pass here to Burns in the third corridor. Grant in the middle, back to Ridley. They're being patient, and that is going to be bread and butter for Lenora Missa all day.
I know, they were really forcing it into Schuster there. She had 2 on her, and her size is not the tallest either.
Are you saying she's vertically challenged?
Well, I wouldn't say challenged. She's doing pretty well today, but just short.
Call it like you see it. The ball's still with the QUT side. They're eating into this margin. It was 6 at the quarter time. If they score here, it'll be 2.
Yeah, I'm noticing a lot of the front drive from Bachelor. I would like to see her change it up a bit.
So she shoots here, misses.
And Adams Tahara's just not there for the rebound.
So
do you think we'll see a shooting change up for the QUT side?
I'm going to go on a limb here and say no. Maybe. It's hard to say. At the moment,
I think
say
I'd
no.
be changing into a moving circle.
So the shot there from Collins. She gets another one.
That's Veve with the ball there. Puts it to Bachelor and back again.
So Veve throws a lob pass into Adams Tihara. She steps in now with the shot. Oh, hits the front of the ring, but there's obstruction on it. And there it is. That's her 5th of this quarter. And away we go. Oh, that's a loose pass. It's starting to fall a little bit. The wheels are starting to fall off a little bit for the Bull Sharks.
Yeah, they're
getting a little bit loose.
There. Hanging on, but it's a lot closer in these last 5 minutes.
So 4:25 to play. Margin is 3. So the QUT side are winning by 3 this quarter. Oh, is that a replay? No, it isn't.
Possibly debatable.
So Bachelor looks in. Great pass to Alicia Adams Tiara.
And that's when they feed best to her, I think. The further out it is, somehow they can just find it well. I think when they get close to that circle and have both shooters in there, it does get quite congested.
So a loose pass there. Tiara Adams can't hold that one. Sorry, Adams Tiara can't hold that one.
Yeah, they've tried to make that long pass 2 in a row, and it's just too predictable, I think.
So a goal is essential here for the Bull Sharks. So Jordan has it now. She fires it all the way back to Ridley.
We've got Ava Black here in the centre position as well for Riley Burns.
So Black into the centre, Burns to the bench. Mackenzie Jordan not sure where to throw it and gets an obstruction.
Yeah, Black seems to be struggling to get past Taylor at the moment.
Gets it now. Jordan with it, goes back.
The midcourts just aren't hitting that circle top, which is the ideal spot.
A forced ball. Gribble gets a hand on it. It goes over the goal line. And the ball's still with the Bull Sharks. Oh, Veve nearly pickpocketed that one. So.
Yeah, and see, once they get to the top of the circle, they can feed it in really calmly. I think they're just getting stuck trying to push it in too fast in that mid area. So
another goal there gets the margin back to 3. They're just hanging on the Bull Sharks in this quarter. They are down by 3 in the quarter time score. Jordan looks in and finds Collins beautifully. He threw to a double team. Risky play, but Collins does well. So back with the QUT side now.
How are we looking for the bonus points right now?
I think QUT, well, they lead this quarter by 2. So they're looking for 2 competition points. Obstruction call there on Grant. Bachelor just inside the shooting circle. And we have a contact now with Verver, and Ava Black gets her. And a lob pass in with range. Alicia Adams-Tiara misses. The ball falls back to her.
Is it just me, or is she not looking as mobile as usual on that rebound?
She probably thought it was going in.
Possibly.
So eventually Bachelor, after missing one, gets one. So 1:47 to play. Margin is 3, 19-16. It's been a low-scoring game. Do you think it's good defence or just a lot of errors?
Good defence.
Good defence.
I think good defence causing the errors.
Well, there's some good defence there. Forces a hell ball on the Bull Shark side.
Yeah, we've got Burns back on in the wing attack bib. She's given her the rest, obviously.
So Schuster to the bench, Burns to wing attack. And QUT with this brilliant transitional netball that they play. Kiara Grant contacted on the outside there by Ridley. So 1:08 to play. There's a chance here they could tie up the whole scoreline. And another goal there to Adams-Tiara.
Yeah, they're definitely creeping closer. That's Verver to Bachelor. Straight to Grant.
Grant fires across the Verver, and beautiful play.
Yeah, wasn't that a beautiful passage just there?
So 19-18, 41 seconds to go. The second quarter is belonging to the QUT side. And they turn it over again. It throws it away. It goes down the sideline. Grant does well. Fires it into the keeper. And the ball goes out. Adams-Tiara did brilliantly there.
She did. Somehow getting QUT the ball. Was a bit scrappy.
Momentum definitely with the QUT side. They score again. We're all tied up in the blink of an eye. It's 19 all at half time. And they've even got a chance to lead. With 12 seconds to go. It's been a bad last few minutes for the Bull Sharks.
It has. They started this first half so strongly. I'm hoping that they'll be able to...
Bachelor for the lead. Misses.
To rejuvenate themselves
Irvin
in the half-time
smashes
break.
it out. So, 19 all halftime score. That means that quarter was 12-6 in favour of the QUT side. Definitely a game of 2 quarters.
Absolutely. I think we're seeing huge momentum, the Zuno momentum shifts from both teams. I think we saw Bull Sharks start with that confidence, but QUT, I had no doubt they'd climb back, and they have.
So the momentum's with QUT, the Bull Sharks with it all to do in the second half. 19 all at half time. We'll be back after brief messages from our sponsors.
Did you know that majority of netballers aren't wearing the appropriate shoes on court? Running shoes or generic trainers don't provide the grip and support for the quick, dynamic movements needed in a game. It's time to make the swap with Mizuno.
Welcome back to the HART Sapphire Series for 2021, coming to you live from Moray Field Sports and Events Centre. It is game 1 of 3 today, coming to you for the second round on this most significant day on the Australian calendar, Anzac Day. This game between the Bond University Bull Sharks and the QUT Netball side, both last start non-winners, and today they are really looking for their first win and doing it well. 19 all at quarter time. There it is there, the scores 13-7 the first, 12-6 the second. So they're sharing the competition points, 2 each at the moment. My name's Dave Mills, joined in commentary by Hannah Davies from the Courier Mail. Hannah, what a game we've got on our hands here.
I know, I was not at all expecting it to start even at half time. I mean, I was expecting QT particularly to come out and dominate, but I'm so impressed by the Bull Sharks, particularly new shooter of Collins, who we haven't seen play before, and I think she's been so impressive. What do you think, Dave?
She has been the go-to girl for them, but I cannot get past how well Tiani Fennell played. She ran out of legs a little bit there late in the second quarter. They had to take her off. They brought Mackenzie Jordan on, and they lost a bit of drive there, but Fennell did brilliantly. A late run there. They've scored 5 of the last 6 here, the QUT side, and that's what tied it up. It looked like we were going in with a margin of 3, but we're all tied up now. So I've got some shooting stats for you. I'm trying to keep some shooting stats here.
I'm ready.
They're very exciting. So if I've done the maths right, Alicia Adams-Tihara is 13 out of 15 for the game. She was 8 for 9 in that quarter.
That's very good.
Riley Batchelor was 4 from 6 to go with her 2 from 3, which gives her 6 from 9, if my maths is correct. At the other end, now they've had a swap in shooters, so it's just combined. That quarter was 4 from 4 and 3 from 3 for the shooter and the goal attack. So they're 7 from 7 for the quarter, but alas, they're only having 7 shots, which is probably not enough.
No, it's probably not, and I do think that perhaps bringing Jordan on was probably a less trained combination that they've seen. They didn't look as comfortable as they do with Fennell on, so I'm unsure if they'll be putting Fennell back on, but I'd say that's what I'd be doing.
So if she's got some legs left, because she worked very hard. They started double teaming Casey Collins. That was obviously a QUT tactic, and that made Fennell have to work even harder, and she did a mountain of work in the first. Those baseline drives were impressive, and now we've got a situation where she had to drive in ball side to try and get one of the defenders off. Did it beautifully. Don't forget, you can join us and have a comment, have a chat, ask us a question anytime you want through the HART Sapphire Series Facebook page. Through the week, look at the Sapphire Series Netball Instagram page. For all the news, views and interviews, we go to the sapphireseries.com.au, and you can watch any game for the last 3 years on the Sapphire Series YouTube channel. Hope to see you there. So you can listen to my dulcet tones as you fall asleep at night.
My goodness.
If you really want to.
Well, they've all got a day off tomorrow, and there's no netty on.
Indeed.
If you're looking for something to do, I know what I'll be doing.
Don't forget, next week it starts Suncorp Super Netball. We're all back at Nissan Arena, and the Firebirds take on the Swifts. 25-year anniversary. They've gone back to retro uniforms with numbers on them, and it's going to be an absolute crackerjack of a game. You can get your tickets through firebirds.com.au. And then after that game, there is a USQ Jets are playing the Brisbane North Cougars.
Grand final rematch.
Grand final rematch. Hopefully I'm there commentating. It'll be a crackerjack game. It was a great grand final, barring one quarter last year. But, so I'm looking forward to that.
What happened in that one quarter?
I don't want to talk about it. So the ball.
I wasn't there for it, so I'm probably glad.
I'd get on the YouTube channel and watch that.
I will.
So 19 all half time. The ball is with the Bull Sharks.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a scrappy start so far. We do have Fennell back on in the goal attack position. Burns to centre again. But we've kept Black on in wing defence. So I think that was a good call. I really like seeing those two work together.
So it looks like, is that Ridley's gone to GD as well?
She has gone to GD, yes. I'm noticing a change here. Gribbles in goalkeeper. Still with Miso in goal defence.
Indeed it is.
So it's a pretty unchanged side from QUT.
I think Taylor's gone to wing defence for them.
Yeah, she has. I think we saw Fitzgerald in previous quarters, but they've kept Taylor on.
So the ball with the Bull Sharks. Fennell, who's had a massive first half, unfortunately throws a loose pass there that gets picked off.
Yeah, it was hard work there from Taylor. And again, they're having to move it back a lot in this game. I think that's a real credit to the defence of the Bull Sharks.
Keisha Grant, speed to Bird, finds Veve in the corner. Fires across, nice screen set by Tiara Adams.
It's just not close enough for Batchelor.
Bachelor, it's a loose ball. It'll be with Bachelor. So
Ridley tried to pull that one in.
she misses again. She's been a little bit off with her shots today. Ball still with the QUT side. And Adams Tiara scores another one. And the lead with the QUT side for the first time this match. They lead by 1. And it's taken until the 32nd minute of the game.
Oh, and that was good work from the 2 shooters there. Probably a mistake from Bull Sharks to double team, leaving Bachelor all alone.
So it's a brave team that leaves Bachelor by herself. And the ball back with the Bull Sharks. They need to answer this challenge immediately. They've only scored 1 since half time. And Schuster in a wing attack now. Fires back to Black. Back to Black, and Black's been called for the contact.
Yeah, I have to say from where I'm standing, Black had that pretty well.
Contested ball went away against the Bull Sharks, but it falls back to them now. And Irvin gets it, looks down and finds the aforementioned Black. Ridley gets it, 1-2 with Black. And it looks like it'll be another one. It is. They're not making much distance.
It's Ridley and Black right here, isn't it?
It's a Ridley Black show. So
why would they share it around when they can just...
And a hell ball this time
around
on Burns. Great pressure there from Verver.
Yeah, it was great pressure from all of QUT just then. They were really struggling, the Bull Sharks, to get it in the circle.
And Bachelor drives the goal line. Gets the ball, misses a shot with the attention from Irvin. But the rebound will fall to Adams Tiara. I don't think I've ever seen Bachelor miss as many. She's was 6 of 9, now 0 of 2 this quarter.
She's been a little inaccurate today.
Which makes her 6 of 11. Again, these are stats that I'm just keeping, not the official score sheet.
They're the same thing, aren't they?
Oh, we never know. I might be missing some. So 5 straight, though, for Alicia Adams Tiara. Keeps the QUT side in it, and they now lead by 4. Danger signs here for the Bull Sharks. They definitely need a settler.
I think my favourite stat from yesterday was Charlie Bell's father commenting how many shots she's put up from last year that he watched. It was
288, he said, I believe.
It was 288.
Yeah. So Fennell misses, but Collins puts it back. And
that was a very quick ball from Grant into Adams Tahara. I don't think she was almost expecting it.
And gets the contact from Irvin.
She'll finish that shot off nicely. It's a Bull Shark centre.
Indeed it is.
They're slipping away here. They really need to secure this one.
We've had no timeouts in this game thus far. Do you think they should call one now, just have a little chat to get things back in order?
Yeah,
for the Bull Sharks?
absolutely.
So Burns throws a difficult pass, taken well by Collins.
I think that's her first shot for the quarter, am I correct?
Third.
Oh, third.
Yeah, so she scored all of the goals this quarter. So Fennell's had 1 miss. So again, they go hard. Great chase there.
Yeah,
Alicia
that
Adams
feed with
Tahara.
to Adams Tahara, it's just going too far at the moment. I think they need to trust that she'll hold until she needs to move to call that contact on Irvin. But right now, it's just going straight past them.
They're slowly going backwards here, the Bull Sharks. And, of course, Keisha Grant, just a little contact there. I thought she picked it off. So, having trouble getting this ball through. It looks like it could be Ridley doing the work again. It is. This time they fire Fennell. Looks in, not on. Has to go all the way over to Burns. So, Fennell needs a settler. She passes off beautifully to Collins. Those two are working well together. So Collins, another goal there. And gets the margin back to 2. They've led by as much as 4, the QUT side.
Working it back to Burns. Holds her ground. Bit of slippery fingers.
Forces it in. 2 hands in there.
Yeah, she did force that.
Eventually it goes to Fennell. She has to fire it back to Burns. Collins is open. They find her. And 1-2, Collins. Loose pass there from Burns. She knows it too.
It looks like they're overthinking it a bit in that circle.
Overthinking shooters. Oof, there's something new. So Fennell, I'm not sure if it's fatigue, but her shot's gone off in this one.
Taylor's bringing the ball down really nicely. She's really involved
so
in this quarter.
The crowd stirring on the Bull Sharks. You'd swear we're on the Gold Coast.
I know, they're very vocal today, aren't they? They were last week too, though.
They love their club. They've got a great junior program, state winners of the 16s and 18s last year. And Irvin does well, but called by the contact by the umpire.
How good has she been today, though, and last week too?
Yes, indeed.
She's really impressed me so far.
Well, she's an impressive young lady.
I'm sure she will continue to impress us as the season goes on.
Indeed.
She was only in the Ruby team last year, though, and she's a pretty young one. I believe she's born in 2003. My maths isn't great, but...
Well, depending when her birthday is, she's either 17 or 18.
My goodness.
So
much talent.
A turnover here to the Bull Sharks gets them away. They've got back to Burn. She's in the pocket. Now she drifts out towards the transverse again. They fires a ball that was never on. Tried to get it through 2 sets of hands.
Straight into the hands of Lenora.
And Lenora Missa reads those like a comic book. So picks them off easily. Geez, Adams Tiara out of the circle. Doesn't go that far on holidays.
Can I give you a fun fact, Dave?
You can after this goal as Bachelor gets her first for the quarter. What's the fun fact?
Mesa actually represented Samoa in the 2019 World Cup.
She did.
Oh, you didn't knew that?
No, I'm agreeing with you. She did. Sorry. Yes, I did know that, but yeah. Yes, she did
good.
indeed.
That would have been such an awesome experience for such a young...
We've got a few World Cup reps. We've got, of course, Hayley Mulhern for the Wildcats. She was in 2 World Cups and 3 Com games.
Scotland, I believe.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, sorry, it might be the other way around. It might have been 3 World Cups, 2 Com games. I'm not sure. I'll have to read the bio. A missed shot there from Collins.
But Fennell pulls it in.
She does, and she needs a goal. Not confident now.
So
fires
much
it out.
pressure from Gribble and Misa there.
So that's got to be close to a hell ball, but she gets it regardless.
Yeah,
looks to the heavens.
Could see the sigh there.
A big sigh of relief. That's her first for the half. Veve steps on in the centre circle. They have to go all the way back to Taylor. She has it again, Veve. Looks in, finds Bachelor. And Riley, a fair way out, probably won't shoot, doesn't. Goes back with Keisha Grant. And a magic pass. Gilbert nearly got a hand on. Gilbert's come on at GD. And eventually Bachelor will take a shot and score. So Bachelor finding a range. She scored her last 2. So what are you thinking? A margin of 4. They haven't run away with it, the QUT side. The Bull Sharks still hanging tough.
They're definitely still in it. I think we're just seeing a bit of fatigue, and we can see right now there's been a change in the goal defence.
Yeah, Emily Gilbert's come on at goal defence and Ridley gone to wing defence.
So to me, I'm seeing a little bit of a fitness problem, perhaps. I think they're just running out of legs a bit, which we know QUT probably won't.
So a contact call here on Collins, but the pass will be taken by Fennell and the goal, and she scores another one. So she's back in range. And the ball with QUT, we've got 5:26 to play. The margin is 3 to the QUT side. A lot of people came here thinking the Bull Sharks might struggle a bit, but they are impressive today. So
Veva feeds that into Adams Sahara really nicely. It's a bit of a long shot for her, but she's going to take it, and she does. And
scores regardless. A little bit of classic triangle offense there. Bachelor involved as well. They're just running straight off the centre pass. There's no change of angle. It's just a foot race every time now for the Bull Sharks. So you're right, that might be a sign of fatigue.
Yeah, and we can see Collins is holding there, but she's not really giving her any space behind her.
Holding too low towards the baseline, you feel?
Yeah, I'd say so.
So that girl Fennell working her butt off again and scores another one. So she's done well, keeps the margin at 3, 29-26.
Yeah, they're definitely staying in it, and that's what they're absolutely going to need going into this last quarter, because we haven't really seen many substitutions from QUT, so they've definitely still got a lot of energy on the bench there.
Not a lot of subs and not a lot of timeouts.
No.
In fact, no timeouts. So another goal there to Alicia Adams Tahara, and back they go. Schuster at wing attack now.
Yeah, she moves back there. Fennell was calling for the ball.
So both of the mids are at the top, which clogs it up a little bit. Now they're in the pocket. And a loose pass there. Schuster should track this down. She chases hard and does brilliant. No, she doesn't. The umpire's got the hand out. So, unfortunately, a loose pass. Schuster unable to track it down. So, of course, the ball back now with the QUT side through Veve. They're playing a bit of a zone defense here. Not a very Oh, yeah, it is actually quite a good one. Actually, I thought it wasn't at first, but they're
tend to
sliding
rotate,
quite
don't
well,
they?
yeah. So, and a hell ball. There you go. It was a great zone. They got a hell ball.
I feel like that maybe was a quick held ball.
A quick hell
Into the
ball
rest of the
is a
game.
hell ball nonetheless.
It was.
So the ball falls back. It's like pizzas, you know, like a bad pizza is still a pizza nonetheless. So,
Very off topic there.
but let's face it, Hannah, there's no such thing as a bad pizza.
Oh, there's definitely not.
So ball falls with Gilbert. She does well. Looked like it was going out. Pulled it in nicely.
She did. Collins is out of the circle. We haven't seen that a lot today.
And Fennell, will she pass off? Collins is calling for it, but she shoots regardless, misses, and
Huge
Collins gets the rebound,
From Gribble there.
but misses the shot. So, but gets it on the third attempt. So 3 goes out of the Bull Sharks.
I think Gribble made that hard for them. You can see how long her hands are. It's quite a fierce hands over. I think it was putting a bit of pressure on Fennell there.
So, Fennell working hard on defense now, picks up Veve. They're forcing them back a little bit here, the QUT. They're almost back to the defensive end. Great pressure. This zone is working. Gilbert now with arms up, and a loose ball, Ridley late to it. Veve steps on and finds Bachelor on the big drive on the goal line. Scores a beautiful shot. So Bachelor starting to find a range, 27-31 in favour of QT Netball. 2 to play. They currently look like they might pick up 2 more competition points. Gilbert and Ridley work well. Ridley's been impressive. So 2 hardest workers, Ridley and Fennell, you'd have to say, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
For the Bull
absolutely.
Sharks?
I think Fennell perhaps could be more selective with her movement. I feel like maybe that's why she's struggling a little bit, perhaps outworking herself.
So Collins' shot's gone a little bit wayward. She's missed 3 of her last 4. Most of them from close range, so that's not helping the situation.
No, it's not, and they really need to stay within the 4 if they want to contend in the last quarter.
Yeah, if the margin gets out to 8 or 9, it might be a bit too much for the last quarter. Bachelor really coming into her own now. She's starting to find that space on the goal line.
She is. It's a bit of a late time in the game for her to really find her own, but nonetheless.
We said Bachelor was 6 of 11. Since we've said that, she's 4 straight. So it makes that 10 of 15. So ball with Keisha Grant. Grant shoots almost from outside. It was a bit of a shot pass. So, and the ball with Alicia Adams-Tahara, and she will get another one. Margin is 6 in the blink of an eye. We're inside the last minute. Definitely need a goal here and a stop. A goal here and a stop will help the team from the Gold Coast. And again, there's that girl Ridley. Oh, a loose pass in. It was never on. A real force pass there from Ridley.
And look at the speed on Taylor, and Veve puts it straight into Tahara, but probably needed a bit more time. Grant
And
struggles there, but manages to bring it in.
Bachelor does well. So gets another one. That's the 15th for the quarter. It's 15-8 in favour of the QUT side. They've got time for one more. And this late run's probably had a lot to do with Bachelor really starting to light it up. And there she is again. This'll hurt if it goes in. And it does. Nothing but net. So those, again, they haven't finished a quarter like they didn't finish the second quarter.
No.
And the Bull Sharks, unfortunately, lose the last part. The margin is now 8.
I think they're wearing themselves out a bit.
So a 16-8 quarter. They've doubled their score in that quarter, makes it 35-27. QUT starting to pull away with this one, Hannah Davies.
Yeah, it was an awesome start from both teams, but I think, like we were probably expecting, QUT are really starting to pull away now.
So 12 goals there to 11 goals there to Adams-Tahara, and that's 11 out of 11. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And Bachelor there, she missed the first 2 and then hit 6 straight after that. So she's 6 from 8 from that quarter.
Yeah, and
so,
when she's on, she is on. And you definitely have to watch out when she's got her eye in.
And that really was the difference in that one. So. Collins, but she's 5 from 8 and 3 from 6 for Tiani Fennell. So
3 from 6, probably not quite where we need to be for this match.
I'd say she's probably pretty fatigued. She has worked very hard in that one, and the margin now starting to pull away 8. Do you think the Coast can fight back in this last quarter?
Look, I think QUT will take the win. and I think the margin will probably stay pretty similar. I can't see QT slowing down, especially when they've got Newson and Soccer Allsop on the side there.
Indeed.
Along with Kira Fitzgerald, so it's a pretty healthy bench.
It is indeed, and don't forget we've got 2 more games on this magnificent Anzac Day, beautiful day outside. But the Wildcats is the match of the round, the Courier Mail match of the round. They're taking on the USC Thunder. The Wildcats, you have to go to the Courier Mail website to watch that game. Sign up for a subscription, $5 for a month, $15 for 3. You get the whole season for about $15, which is great value. And you can watch that game live. If you can't see it live, you will see it in 72 hours' time on our YouTube channel. And then, of course, the big one at 7 o'clock tonight, Cougars, Liz White's team, taking on the Tigers. That would be coached by Aaron Burns, so that should be a good match as well. So it's all to be done here. The Bull Sharks, Bond University Bull Sharks were incredibly impressive in the first quarter. They won at 13-7, led by 6, 19 all at half-time, and that quarter there, margin of 8, makes it 35-27 in favour of QUT. So sticking around for the rest of the games today? Excellent work. That's good to hear. So you wrote an article through the week. You said the Courier Mail. It got published on Friday.
I did, yeah. So I just chatted to Bachelor about her upcoming season. She's working with the Firebirds as well. And just chatted to Paula about managing the athletes' workload. So
speaking of Firebirds, don't forget next weekend you're the actual you're the actual game reporter for the Firebirds now, yeah?
I believe so.
So you write all the reviews that I'll be reading on the website and everything.
Yeah,
that's you.
Hopefully
Excellent.
they'll be up online soon.
So that kicks off next weekend, 2nd of May. New South Wales Swifts take on the Firebirds at Nissan Arena. It's a home game for the Firebirds, and that will be followed by a grand final rematch between the USQ Jets and the Brisbane North Cougars. That should be an absolute crackerjack game. If you're not doing anything through the week, watch that grand final. It was quite entertaining, and you will enjoy that one very much. And they're playing again next weekend. So Bull Sharks with it all to do. They're down by 8. They get us underway again, this time through Burns. And Fennell's still out there. Grant back on at GD.
Yeah, they've taken Ridley off, interestingly.
Probably maybe just to freshen her up a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe. And a hell ball again. That's, I think, our 4th one for the match.
Yeah, that's 4 too many.
4 too many. Wise words. And the ball comes down. Grant with it now, and she fires it back to Misor. Taylor at WD. So there haven't been any changes at 3/4 time from what I can tell.
Oh, and that was a very slick passage of play there.
So Alicia Adams-Tihara gets another goal. She shot well. Missed her very first one. We thought it was going to be a rusty day for her, but she's
proved us wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very much so.
So, and again, Irvin with hands over. Knocks it out of play. Bachelor with the goal line throw in.
And how good has Irvin been today? I think she really stands out for me in that circle. We're just chatting about how young she is, and only, her debut in the Sapphire Series competition up against someone like Adams Sahara would be a really big challenge.
Indeed, and Bachelor as well, who's a quality individual, missed that shot.
And there she is again, Irvin getting that rebound.
Oh.
It's not to be. Veve says, nope. I'll take that.
Like a thief in the night, just pickpocketed that one off.
She did.
I think that's Ava Black. She took it off, and the ball falls back to the QUT side. So the ball now with Bull Sharks. They need a goal.
They're really struggling again to get it into that circle.
Margin's 10.
Black somehow keeps that one in. Fennell to Burns, and she'll put that down to Schuster.
Veve again gets up over Schuster. So, and away they go. And they turn defence into attack beautifully, and it falls with Bachelor.
They do, and that pass was spot on there. She barely had to move to Adams Tahara.
So that's her 3rd for the quarter, Tahara. And there could be a timeout. It is called by the Bull Sharks immediately. The margin's blown out to 11. It was 8 at the 3/4 time break, so 3 straight to the QUT side, and results in a timeout.
Yeah, 11 is really hard to climb back from.
You're referring to the rule of 11,
I
aren't you?
am referring to the rule of 11.
Well, we're not there yet. We're 2 minutes off the rule of 11, so we'll see what happens. We'll listen in and see what the coach has to say.
Get on someone, right? Get on someone so you've got space to go to. Come on, you can do this, guys. We can make the draw clear because it's like when we're running the top.
So, coach Cheryl Burns there wants the team to actually drive to a player and then pull away. So she wants to find someone before they make that move. So obviously she's saying they're floating too much, needs to find an opponent, pull off to it, and that way they'll create some space.
Yeah, and I think that might be a bit of the fatigue there, is they're probably just lacking that intensity as they pull away, would you say, Dave?
Yeah, obviously they've worked very hard this match, and to still be in it at this late stage is very good. So yeah, they have worked very hard. Some of the key players, and particularly Fennell and Ridley, who's not on unless they brought her back on after the timeout. They haven't. But yeah, so they've worked very hard today. So you're probably right. There is a fatigue factor there.
Yeah, and we've just seen Collins come off. She's taken the bench, and Gilbert.
So no, not Gilbert. Mackenzie Jordan, that is.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah, so Mackenzie Jordan in at shooter. So probably interesting move that. It'll make it more moving circle. She's at GA by nature.
It will, yeah. And we did see some pretty effective moving circles last night too. We late change there to the team from Townsville. The Rays, they put in took their holding shooter off and brought on 2 moving players, and they scored 6 straight towards the end of the game, which was impressive. Yeah, so it's obvious an effective passage to play.
So, a loose pass there. I think it's going to go the way of the QUT side. It does. So
that's great work from Taylor there. Really hustled to get that.
So Danielle Taylor did well and still yet to score in this quarter. It's been a bad
hands from Black there.
It's been a bad sort of 7 minutes, the 4 minutes leading into 3/4 time, and the first 3 here.
Yeah, I think they were really impressing us, almost impressing us too much in that first quarter. And there's Irvin again.
Irvin doesn't disappoint.
My goodness.
So again, that time that Schuster took the coach's words, peeled off one of the players. Fennell
nice
finds
move there.
Jordan, doesn't want to shoot. So Fennell with it. The left-hander shoots and scores.
How much pressure is she taking from under in that shot there? Gribble and Misa just continuously bouncing up to defend that.
It's the first goal for over 5 minutes for the coast side. And the Bull Sharks now need plenty more of that. And Adams Tiara misses but gets her own rebound.
I was saying earlier that when Adams Tahara is alone in that circle, that's when she's strongest, and I think that Batchelor passes in beautifully to her. But I do think they get a bit congested, the QUT side, when they're both in there.
So 5 out of 6 to start the quarter for Adams Tiara, which is very impressive. So Fennell nowhere to go, has to go back to Ava Black. And the contact call here on Veve.
No, Grant.
Offside, I think it was. Might have been an offside call. So, struggling to feed the circle. Both players moving a lot. That's a danger when you take out your holding shooter.
Definitely. You've got to be really decisive with your movements there if you are going to move in that circle. And Fennell, really needs to be taking these shots. I think they're wasting too much time moving it around like that, and it just gives the opposition more time to get that intercept.
So the high ball gets taken off Mackenzie Jordan. And in a blink of an eye, they're in the attacking third. But again, our girl, Irvin, gets a hand in there. Ashley Irvin, you said she's young. She's playing well beyond her years. So, long ball over. Oh, nearly a contact there, but Grant does well. So, Batchelor back with
Needs
Grant.
to get it closer.
She does this time. She'll shoot from there. And scores. So, Batchelor was a little rusty, but gee, she's lighting it up now. She scored her last 7.
She was. That third quarter, she took a few minutes to get into her. Oh, and there's Irvin again. And she just knows exactly how to read that high ball, and her hands she's on fire today.
She loves the long pass in, Irvin. Reads it like a Dr. Seuss and picks it off. Does extremely well. This is just congestion at the moment. Collins back on for Mackenzie Jordan. That didn't last long.
No, it didn't.
So, and Jordan just drives on. I think she was running on and scores. Looks like Black's gone to the bench as well.
With Ridley back on. We did think we'd see her again.
We did indeed. So
it's another one for QUT. Gribble will take that. And Taylor leads it down.
So Grant on the lead. Finds Veve and Batchelor floats in.
Oh, that was beautiful.
That really was. And she's a very elegant athlete. And Batchelor gets another one, 42-29, margin 13, 8:45 to play. So they need to sort of eat into this lead a little bit here, the Bull Sharks.
Yeah, look, it was 19 all at half time.
19 all, margins was 0. And this is the very first meeting of these two teams because, as we said repeatedly, QUT, new team, new franchise into the competition this year. So,
yeah, I don't think they would have been happy with the score at halftime, QUT, and it shows.
I've got a fun fact for you. The QUT side, coached by Paula Stewart, in the old days, they were known as the Jags, the Gold Coast, the Jaguars from the Gold Coast, and Paula Stewart used to coach them for a long time.
Well, she actually coached Raleigh there first.
Indeed.
If you didn't know that.
And Ridley, sorry, not Ridley, I lost my train of thought. Fennell shoots well and scores another one for the Bull Sharks.
Ridley hits the floor.
Ridley does indeed. Ridley and Fennell and Irvin have been very impressive today. A long pass in here, lob into Adams Tihara. And very reliable shooting today, and she does get another one.
Ava Black has come on to wing attack, bring a bit of speed in there, but she's really struggling to come forward right now.
They seem to be struggling to find a position for Ava Black to play. Like, she's
They
played all
do.
3 in the 2 games we've seen her play.
Yeah.
And that was brilliant from Taylor.
What do you think you'd be sticking her in?
I'm a fan of hers at wing defence, but geez, how do you take out Ridley? Ridley's been impressive as well.
She
So
has, yeah.
it's a great place to be.
So much potential in this team. I think it's just going to be about finding their combination.
I said to the coach before the game, Cheryl Burns, I said, in 3 years' time, you'll be unbeatable if you can keep your group together. And
Yes.
I stand by that as Adams gets another one. Adams Sahara gets another one. So they definitely will be able to build on this if they can keep their players together. Of course, a lot of those players are on scholarships with Bond University, and they appreciate that. But as they finish their degrees, you know, they may leave the club. So
Well, luckily they're all still reasonably fresh out of school, so hopefully they've got a couple of, hopefully some double degrees.
hope they're doing 6 year.
Yeah, maybe some psychology students like
Yeah.
that 6-year degree, just keep them there.
If you could fail some subjects too, girls, that'd really help out.
I don't think our girls would have the smarts to be failing any subject.
Yeah, I know, they're pretty cluey. So, but it would really help out your club if you could fail a couple of years. So, Collins gets contacted on the foot. So, she's come back on and looked much better since she's come back on. So, margin 15, Veve with it.
That's Veve, and I was discussing with Dave before the game that her husband actually plays in the Intra Super League. So it's a pretty sporty family there.
It is indeed. If they have children, they'll be athletes.
They do have kids.
There you go. I did
There
not
you
know
go.
that. So Newson's back on a wing attack. Looks like, yes, it is. It is Newson at wing attack. So she gets her second stint of the game. So
Yeah, we don't see her often on the court, but I think that she plays a really effective role when she is on. And I believe she's only 17 or 18.
So Fennell fires it across, a bounce pass across the circle. Never the best tactic, and that one got picked off. And look at this transition again. Veve, in the blink of an eye, that probably took about 3 seconds to get it down
I
to
think so.
Alicia Adams Tihara. And she gets an incredible shot away and for the goal. So Black links up with Ridley. Yeah, it's an interesting case, Black. Like, she's good at all 3 spots. I believe you put your fastest player at wing defence. I've always believed that, and that's where I have her.
think she's made a really good centre. From memory, we saw her in that last week.
We
But
did.
Riley Burns is so strong in there too. I
Absolutely.
mean, look at that pass to Collins.
So
Probably a bit of healthy competition in that team, I'd say.
Collins got the fancy hair and the fancy shot. There she is on screen, and has done a great job in this game today.
Yeah, she's donning the pink, isn't she?
Indeed. She's come in for Daisy O'Kane, as we said earlier, has a back injury, hurt it in the last week's game, and is TBA until she comes back. So as Adams Tahara gets another goal, margin 16, 4:35 to play. I think we've got a timeout here. We do. Paula Stewart just wants to talk about the last 5. What would you be saying, Coach, if you were 16 up,
I mean,
4:35 to play?
I don't know. They're doing pretty well from the looks of where we are, so I'm intrigued by this late timeout.
So let's talk about the game. Like you think it was a little bit of complacency at the start that gave the coach, or brilliant play from the coach, or a combination of both, maybe?
Yeah, I think definitely. I think they were probably just really, really wanting that win, given their close loss last week against the Cougars, and probably thought, we played the Cougars last week and Bull Sharks won't match up to them. But I think they have, especially in that first half. They have slipped away, but overall pretty good.
I think we'll see if we can listen in. So So not a lot there. We didn't get much of Paul Stewart there, so just wanted him to do the groundwork. Not quite sure what that means, but...
maybe the basics.
Maybe. So unfortunately we couldn't get much from the coach there on that one. But yeah, I think like a game like today, it tells you that this competition's a lot closer than we probably thought coming into the season, which means the high performance areas in all the franchises is working. Like we saw some impressive stuff from Townsville last night. The Rays were
absolutely. That's 6 in a row. I mean,
absolutely. The scoreline didn't do them any favours, but there was some really good passages of play there. And the Bull Sharks, 19 all at halftime in this one against a team that we consider, or a lot of people consider, will be in the semi-finals or even the final.
Yeah, of course. And obviously, when you bring the competition to 8 teams, you're going to see some fresh faces.
Yeah, for sure.
And that first year that you have a couple new teams, there's going to be some nerves for those newer players. But I think that it only just elevates the overall level of competition.
So 4.5 to play for the Bull Sharks. They'll be looking to eat into this margin a little bit.
What a quick play there, straight into Fennell. She holds it for a while, but does finish it off.
And she does a great shot there and sort of comes away with a big smile on the dial. So, but speaking of fast plays, that doesn't get we've got Grant at centre and Newson at wing attack. Probably the two fastest players from the QUT side on together.
And that was a great intercept from Irvin there, but it's not to be.
It's a shame we don't have those stats, but it would have to be nearly double figures, I reckon, on intercepts for her. At least 8,
I would be
say.
very confident with that.
So 2 each quarter minimum. So, and it looks like we've got a goal attack change. Sopo Alsop's on. We're not using her full name today.
No, I did speak to her before the game, and she said that it was probably easier for us to just call her Sopo Alsop, which is what her teammates
her
call
full
her
name being
by.
Sopo Loma Lama Tutiyama Alsop. So yes, we appreciate her allowing us to shorten that a little bit.
Yeah.
So ball back with Black, and they fire to the baseline. Can't be held by Collins. Did well.
And like her teammate Lenora Misa, Sopalima has also played for Samoa and actually took last year off.
Indeed, she did.
So they've scouted from a few teams from Samoa.
So Gribble certainly working hard on Fennell. So Fennell knows she's been in a game today. So a great shot there again. She's finishing strongly.
She is. She's getting her accuracy back for sure.
So margin's 15. At 3/4 time, it was only 8. So the QUT side lead this one by 7. And look like they'll pick up 16 competition points for the round. And the Bull Sharks will pick up 2. So for their win in the first quarter, which they did 13-7. So long ball over, Ridley.
Kira Fitzgerald is back in the wing defence position. I think it would be pretty tough picking between her and Taylor for that wing defence bib.
It is indeed. So
they both offer such a good support for their attackers out there. That's Fitzgerald again.
I tell you what, though, they're commentators' nightmares because they look very similar.
See, I think I'm all over it.
Way to embarrass me on air. So you might notice that the QUT side are wearing black armbands, and that's, of course, just to commemorate Anzac Day. And it's a very significant day on the Australian calendar. The ball falls with Fennell, and she shoots and just rings out, but gets her own rebound and gets a nice body contact from, I'd say that's Gribble.
It is Gribble, yeah. She took a bit of contact in the air. I think over-exaggerated the fall, perhaps.
Oh, Collins has missed a few easy ones. She's been impressive, but just missed a few easy ones.
Yeah.
And now we're in fast mode here down the court. And Irvin, another intercept.
Yeah, that's the second ball from Newson's pass that's gone straight into Irvin's hands. I think she's underestimating the talent of Irvin there. And
she's
been watching from the bench the whole game. You'd think she'd know by now that
Indeed.
Irvin loves to come out hunting. And
she came out a long way on that one.
She did.
And another loose feed around that circle edge. Black and Burns haven't combined as well this week as they did last week. So, and
a big ball there from Gribble.
It's an over a third. So back with Ridley. Burns the pirouette.
She did a bit of a 12 there.
Pretty to watch. It's still with Burns. And eventually she finds Collins. She doesn't miss her. Has a no, is it a contact call? It is. No, it isn't. Throw in. An unusual pass in there from Fennell. And now we're getting an offside call. So we're in the side the last minute, only 20 seconds to play. And the QUT side are still hunting, and they pick up another one. And here's this transition we've talked about.
Look at the speed down the court.
And
probably too much speed, judging
Ridley
by that fall.
cleans up Newson, who in turn finds Adams Tihara, steps in, probably the last play of the game, and scores on the buzzer. So it makes it 51-34 and a 16-7 last quarter. So only 15 goals in the second half to the Bull Sharks, 19 in the first half, 13 in the first quarter. So you take out the 13, so it's only 21 for 3 quarters of netball, average of 7. Probably not enough volume of shots for them.
No, I think that the accuracy definitely needed to improve, especially in that third quarter. We did see Fennell, and it's probably just because she was playing so well in the first two that it looks like she kind of lessened down there. But
yeah, so they came out firing, the Bull Sharks. They won the first quarter by 6. It was an impressive effort. Everything they touched turned to gold. Wise words from Supercoach Paula Stewart at quarter time, got the margin back to 19. They went on with it in the third. They led by 8 at 3-quarter time and eventually run out winners by 17. Let's talk about the Bull Sharks. Some impressive performances from a bunch of them. What do you think?
Oh, Irvin stood out for me. I said it last week. I'll say it again this week. She's just a superstar in that goalkeeper position. She just knows when to come out hunting and when to stay on her player. And I think Adams Tahara is a really strong goal shooter and played really well today. But I think she just held her own.
Adams Tahara, who retired last year, has come back and was very impressive. Went through long streaks. She hit a 9 out of 9, an 8 out of 8, a 7 out of 7 periods of play with the shooting, which was very impressive. What did you think of, I don't know, let's go with Casey Collins. You thought Casey Collins, a shooter from the Bull Sharks, you thought she came in first game. What did you think of her?
Oh, yes, we haven't seen her before, and for a Ruby player, I thought she played really well in that first half particularly. I think the connection was lost a little bit in the second half. But overall, I think she should be really happy with that performance. And I'm not sure if she's in the team now or what the
Well, we're not sure. It just all depends on Daisy O'Kane. We'll see how she pulls up with her back injury. I thought Tiani Fennell and Maddie Ridley were superstars as well.
Absolutely.
Riley Burns tried hard. Now, let's talk about the team. The winning team, your best for them has to be whom?
Oh, Veve.
Veve.
Yeah, I think
Polita Veve controlled it well.
She just led it down the court so well. She is the captain.
She is indeed. She's a bit of an unsung hero. Like, before you know it, she's just there. She got a lot of intercepts.
She is
Her feeding
always
into
there.
the circle was exquisite. You probably can't go wrong with that. I liked the way Alicia Adams-Tihara played. She was very solid. I thought she was a bit rusty in the first, but certainly
I did
eased
think that
into
too,
it.
but
And
she just keeps getting
again,
better.
someone who, Missa read the play very well, picked up a lot of intercepts, but someone who impresses me each week is Danielle Taylor. So
Oh, yeah, the fight in her today was awesome, and she really led the ball down in that wing defence position and on centre passes as well, adding as a backup.
Okay, well, that just about wraps up this game here. Don't forget, we've got 2 more. We go back on air 5 to 5, and that's the match of the round, the Courier Mail match of the round. You have to go along to the Courier Mail platform, log in for a subscription, and you can watch that one. That one's between the Wildcats and the USC Thunder. Coming into this game, that was 1v2. Like, a couple of teams have jumped ahead of them now, but it's 1v2, and you can get that one by simply logging onto the Courier Mail website. Then we're back on free-to-air on a Facebook page. That's Cougars and Tigers at 7. I'd like to thank our sponsors, HART Sports, Legasic Jewelers, Mizuno, Mount Franklin, our beverage supplier, Powerade, our sports drink supplier, Bondi Vite, and Strap It. We thank them for their support going into this season 2021. Our broadcaster is Double Take Sports. We thank them for the incredible pictures they bring to us. Don't forget, my name is Dave Mills, joined in commentary today by Hannah Davies. We'll be back 5 minutes to 5. Hannah, we'll see you then.
Yeah, you don't want to miss the next one, trust me.
Bye for now, and remember, be brilliant always.